We wanted to go first in the first round, right?
Yeah,
right.
I think that's what we decided.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We'll play first in the first round, please.
Okay. So Mohan, would you like to go ahead and start?
Give me a minute. You can start entering the names.
We want to go first in the first round.
Yes, you can do
Yeah,
that.
I think that's what we decided.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll play first in the first round.
Okay. So Mohan, would you like to go ahead and start?
Why don't you enter the names?
Yes.
We want to go first in the first round.
Yes, you can do
Yeah,
that.
I think that's what we decided.
Okay. Yeah. We'll
I'm hearing a crazy echo. I don't know if I'm the only
Yeah.
one.
Hearing it too, yeah.
So, Sodor, who's going first? Go ahead and start.
Enter the names.
Yes.
Brandon?
Yes.
Yeah, me. Somebody's. I'm hearing echo. I don't know if I'm the only one. Yeah.
Hearing it too, yeah.
So, Sodor, who's going first? Go ahead.
Brandon?
Yeah. Somebody. I guess somebody has the live stream open. Can they? I don't know if I'm the only one. Yeah. Oh, if he's arranging it, it's fine. I assume that then it'll end before, but I refuse to hear my own voice. So somebody just wave when that's fixed.
Brandon?
Yeah. I guess somebody has the live stream open.
Okay, it stopped for me. I don't know about for anybody
That's
else.
good. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So our order for Sodor is
Yes.
Brandon,
Brandon. Yes.
Tim in C2,
Jim.
Troy C3,
Troy.
and Victoria C4.
My cats have this unerring ability to start wrestling as soon as I start a match.
Sounds like cats.
Yeah, they're like over there in the living room,
Normal cat behavior.
They can sense the competitive spirit.
The MOTLEY CREW, who's one?
Mark's 1,
Mark is 1.
Jack 2,
Jack.
Amit 3, Pat 4.
And who's 4?
Pat.
Pat. Yes, of course. Right. So we are open to start. And Mohan, could you do?
Oh, yes.
So yes,
it's my great honor to welcome today's Quizmaster, India's best loved Quizmaster. But give a little background. Naveen Jayakumar, Dr. Naveen Jayakumar, is an ophthalmologist, and he specializes in neuro-ophthalmology. He is a recipient of the Academic Achievers Award by the Asia Pacific Academy of Ophthalmology in 2016. Also a founding member of the 34-year-old organization called the Quiz Foundation of India, and is a quizmaster of India's longest running open quiz. He's been quizzing since the 1970s, I think, because I think I quizzed with him in 1982 or 83. And a little known fact about him, he's also a trained Western classical pianist. And he's actually played for us in a session we did on Western classical music once as an off-piste event for AQL. So nice. Thanks, everyone. We're live streaming this, so be on your best behavior. Naveen, please do take over.
So thank you, Mohan, for leaking my areas of interest in case I end up playing with any of these teams in the future. Well, welcome to all of you. Today happens to be a quarter-final in theory, but in practice, it could very well be a final. We have two very, very fine teams here, and almost a Ryder Cup of sorts, a team from US and a team mostly from Europe. So we have 120 Days of Sodor from US, mostly Troy Mayer, Victoria, Gross, Brandon Blackwell, Tim Pauly, Shane Whitlock, I think, who's not playing today, and Guy Jordan. MOTLEY CREW, mostly from Europe, Amit Day, Carol, who's not here today, Pat Gibson, Jack Pollock, Tero, I think, who's a little unwell, and Mark Ryder, who's here today. So You may hear, lady and gentlemen, you may hear sounds of explosions in the background from where I'm sitting. I'm not sitting in the Ukraine, I'm sitting in India, and tomorrow happens to be the Festival of Lights, which is Deepavali or Diwali. So there are lots of fireworks going on outside, and I hope we have an equal amount of fireworks happening here today amongst all of you that way. So great. So on that note, let me start off. The toss was won by 120 Days of Sodor. So who's playing first?
It will be us. We'd like to go first.
Go ahead. Which topic would you like?
Okay. First of all, good luck to everyone, and thank you for reading. I
Good
know
luck,
we have
guys.
such an illustrious reader, so hopefully this will be good. I would like to start with Arabic number derivatives, please.
Okay, Arabic number derivatives coming up. This palm-shaped amulet, popular throughout North Africa and the Middle East, is used as a defense against the evil eye. Sometimes called the hand of Fatima, what is its common name derived from an Arabic numeral?
Hamza?
Hamza is right.
Yeah, I don't know what that has to do with the numeral.
Yeah, it's
Great,
number
that's a
5.
great answer. So derives from the
Well, there you go.
Arabic for 5 fingers.
Mhm.
So that's
Good job,
2 points to you. Next question coming up. The Arabic for 1 is a popular Arabic masculine given name. Due to the implications of singularity, it is also one of the 99 names of Allah. What name? And the visual is a clue. Let's start the timer.
Habib?
What did you say? Habib?
Habib, yeah.
No, it's not Hadid. Passing to your team. Anyone?
Go ahead, Victoria.
Joko?
Victoria, could you say that again?
Yeah, I said Joko.
Not Joko.
That would have been my
Passing
guess.
to anyone here?
Mark, have a go.
Oh, the Arabic for 1 is ahad.
What did you say that?
Ahad.
No, I didn't hear the answer
It's-
at all.
It's Wahab.
So-
Wahab, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
It's Wahid. It's
Oh,
Wahid. Okay. So
Okay.
that's Abdul Rahman
Okay.
Wahid, the 4th president of Indonesia. Back to the topics. To Motley Crue.
Try old movies, new songs.
Old movies, new songs. Okay. This UK #1 single is named for a golden age Hollywood actress. Dialogue from a 1950s movie for which she won the acting Oscar opens this song. Name the song.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, your time starts now.
So, hmm. 1950s. I'll say Vivian Lee.
Not Vivian Lee. Passing to your team.
Grace Kelly by Nika.
Who would like to try?
I'll take it. Grace Kelly by Mika.
What, Amit, could you repeat your answer, please?
Grace Kelly.
Is absolutely right.
Oh,
It is
sorry.
Grace Kelly. It is Grace Kelly. The
Oh,
movie happens to be Country Girl. The next question coming up in Old Movies, New Songs. This Marlene Dietrich, Charles Boyer, hauntingly beautiful, yet hopelessly outdated Technicolor 1936 film features in which US #1 hit song video. The song takes its name from a 1979 movie.
Naveen, you can make the full screen.
You know why, Dominique, don't you? With you, I am at ease and happy. But with the people you like, No, I've made up my mind. I'm going away.
Right? So here's the question, and your time starts now.
Algiers.
No, it's not Algiers. Passing to your team.
What is that? Oh, it's outdated.
Anyone would like to try? Need to hurry up a bit. Should I pass you then? Okay, I'm afraid I have to pass. Passing to the other team.
Okay, Victoria, if you got something, go for it.
I was just going to say, Grand Hotel. I don't think it's right. That is-
Okay, Victoria tries. It's not. You said Grand Hotel, Victoria?
Yeah, I did.
It's not Grand Hotel. Let's take a look at the answer.
Movie.
This is Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time,
Oh,
and
oh,
here is
oh.
an answer clip for you to enjoy. Okay, so that was I think most of us remember the song, but have forgotten that this little prelude to it. Yeah. Back to the topics, and the turn of Sodor.
I'll take American astronaut congressman.
Okay. For Tim, American astronaut and congressman. Backup command module pilot Jack Swigert could make it to space only because the main astronaut, Ken Mattingly, was exposed to German measles. He was elected to the House of Representatives, representing Colorado's 6th district as a Republican in 1982, but tragically died of cancer before he could take office. A statement made by him is part of folk lexicon, though people mistakenly attribute it to another person. Which statement should Swigert be best remembered for? You can take your 30 seconds on that.
I'll try Houston, we have a problem.
I'll accept that. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Good job.
Houston, we had a problem. So it is spoken when Swigert discovered a busted oxygen tank 2 days into the Apollo 13 mission. Commander Jim Lovell repeated this particular statement. Good 2 points to you. And the next question coming up in American astronaut congressman. Jake Gahn was part of the STS-51D Discovery crew, which deployed 2 communication satellites in 1985. He has also been a long-term Republican senator for Utah. Bill Nelson followed him the next year in a similar role on the STS-61C aboard the Space Shuttle Columbia. He has also been a long-term Democrat congressman in Florida, 14 years in the House of Representatives and 18 years in the Senate. How are Gahn and Nelson different from the other members of the US Astronaut Congressman Club? The time starts now.
They were congressmen first, then went into space rather than the other way around.
And I have nothing more to add to that. That's a perfect
Nice,
answer.
Tim.
Very nice, Tim.
So
Very good.
these are the people, Glenn, Schmidt, Swigert, and Kelly, parlayed their way into astronautical fame, into political careers. Garn and Nelson, however, were the first in the special initiative by NASA to open space to citizens, which culminated tragically with the death of Christa McAuliffe. They were congressmen first and went into space later, as you very correctly mentioned. Good for you. That was a 2-pointer. Right. Next topic, going to Motley Crew.
I'll try muses, please.
You will try?
Muses.
Muses. Okay, muses coming up for you. The iconic 1984 ad by Apple aired only twice. Most famously, it aired on January 22nd, 1984, during the Super Bowl that year. Lesser known is the fact that it also aired on 31st December 1983 at the last possible break before midnight in Twin Falls, Idaho, and a few other local outlets. Why this unusual and obscure placement? Think about it.
Is that time?
Oh, sorry. Time is up.
I'll pass.
Can we have an answer, please?
Pat, do you want to have a go at it?
Is it to make the short film eligible in some way for Oscars? To be shown, it has to be shown multiple
No,
No?
I'm passing it to the other team.
I
All
think-
right, go ahead.
Yep.
Go ahead. Should I take it?
Yeah.
All right. Because the ad featured cigarette smoking.
Who answered that?
Troy.
Just 1 minute, Troy. Yeah. What did you say?
I said because the ad featured cigarette smoking.
No, it wasn't for cigarette
Good
smoking.
guess, so I like that.
Any non-com? Pat, you are very close. Would you like to?
Oh,
Well, to be eligible for the Oscars, you have to be shown over a certain length of time in a
Yes.
certain number of
So
cinemas.
it's not the Oscars.
The Clio then.
oh, the Clio Award. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, mhm.
No.
Hence
Okay, so
music.
this was to enable
Yeah,
it to win the
Muse.
Clio Award,
Yeah.
Clio Awards for
Oh,
1983.
Clio.
It had to run during that
Muses.
calendar year, and
Mhm.
Apple chose a small obscure market and a graveyard time just within the cutoff to ensure that the fewest possible people had seen it while making it still eligible for the Clio. So it didn't dilute the big ticket launch during the big game. And Clio, of course, you know, are named after the muse of history. Next question. This foundational book in its genre was written in 430 BC by a resident of Halicarnassus in present-day Turkey, famous for the mausoleum. The book is marked by meticulous research and its name meant knowing by inquiry. The book is divided into 9 chapters named for the muses, starting with Clio and ending with Calliope. Name the book or the author. It's time for your answer. Any
Ptolemy.
guess?
So
Any guesses?
I said Ptolemy, but that's wrong. So I'll just pass
No,
over.
well, that's not the answer. Anyone in your team?
Khaldun?
Amit, is that you?
Yes,
Okay. What did you say, Amit?
Khaldun.
No, it isn't. Passing to the opposite team.
Take a shot, Brandon.
I'll go for the author, Democritus.
Who is trying?
Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah.
You will try the author, and the author is?
Democritus.
No, it's not Democritus.
Not the not that.
Any other guesses?
Not.
Okay, both the author and the book start with the letter H.
On the side?
Hesiod? Is Hesiod the author?
Not Hesiod.
Is
So
it?
this is
I was about to say with H's. Yeah, it would have to be Herodotus.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Is by Herodotus.
Wow.
It's early days, so no worries. Back to the grid. And we have toponymic flora, metallurgy, a couple of other topics this side.
I'll take 1984, please.
Okay, Troy is going to try 1984, and here it is. William H. White Jr. derived which term from 1984 and popularized it in 1952 in Fortune magazine? This is typically observed when the desire for conformity overrides rational decision-making. Some examples given by psychologists for this include Nazi Germany's decision to invade the Soviet Union in 1941 and the Watergate break-in.
All right, I'll try double think.
Not double think. Good guess. Open to your team.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Group think.
Group think is correct.
Good.
Good save. Next question on 1984. This absurdist and anti-intellectual phrase has a long history and has been used in various forms by Descartes, Gilbert and Sullivan, Balzac, Hugo, Dostoevsky, and Turgenev. It was embraced by Soviet Russia when in 1930 Stalin announced that the first 5-year plan, 1928 to 33, would be completed in a year earlier due to the enthusiasm of the workers. This is brilliantly captured in a propaganda poster by the artist Yakov Gumina. During the infamous interrogations in room 101, O'Brien informed Smith using this phrase that control over physical reality is unimportant to the party as long as the citizens believe what is expected of them. What phrase is this?
It's something like who controls the present, controls the past, who controls, etc.
No, it's not the who controls the president phrase. It's not that. Passing to your team.
Go ahead, Victoria.
2 + 2 = 5.
2 + 2 is the right answer. Math is perfect there.
Good.
Well done, Victoria. 2 + 2 = 5. And this is that famous poster that you see there. And this is the origin of the 5-year plans, not only in Soviet Union, but India had copied the Soviet Union as well. And we also had similar 5-year plans in the beginning. Right, back to our topics and our last player from Motley Crue. The solo
I'll try Oceania or not, please.
Oceania or not, Amit? Right. The Juan Fernandez Islands and the neighboring Desventuradas Islands are today seen as the easternmost extension of the Indo-West Pacific biogeographic sea region along Easter Island and the Galapagos. What eponymous current creates a biogeographic barrier between the marine fauna of these islands and South America? More species are named after this person than any other human being.
Humboldt.
Humboldt is absolutely right. Quickly dispatched there. And next question to you, Amit. This nation is decidedly not in Oceania, but has been included in many anthropological definitions as the homeland of the language family dominating Oceania. In addition, it was part of the Oceania Football Confederation during the 1970s and 80s, rather than the Asian Football Confederation for political reasons. Which nation?
Taiwan.
Taiwan is brilliantly worked out. Well done. A lot of clues in the question that you picked up. And here is the answer. The language happens to be Austronesian. And that brings us to four topics.
No, it's my
It's last
one
individual.
more individual round.
Which topic?
I'll take quack cures, please.
Okay, quack cures. Let me line up my answers. Yep, I'm good to go. Daniel David Palmer, a magnetic healer and avid spiritualist, is the father of which alternative healing practice? He founded it in 1895 in Iowa after receiving the principles during a seance from a long-dead physician. First patient, Harvey Lilliard's severely reduced hearing caused by a pop in his spine was solved by adjustments. Another patient coined the Greek name for this pseudo-medicine. For a while, Palmer toyed with the idea of converting the practice into a new religion to protect the practitioners from being imprisoned for practicing without license. So which alternative healing practice is this?
Chiropractics.
Is absolutely right. No delays there. Next question. Kenzo Kase, a Japanese-American chiropractor, developed this product and registered which trademark in the 1980s? He named it from the science of body movement. Its therapeutic claims are questionable. A surge in popularity resulted after the product was donated to the Olympic athletes in the 2008 and 2012 Summer Olympics. This is specifically attributed to the endorsement by gold medalist Kerry Walsh. The combination of Kerry's Olympic discipline and the product was highly photogenic. Could you have your answer?
I'm going to try the kin band.
Not the kin band. I can see how you work that out, but good try. That's not the answer. But who's going to try from your team?
I'll try. Is it kinesio tape?
Kinesio tape? Can I prompt you on that? Oh, okay. I won't prompt you on that because the answer is there in your whatever you said, which is this kinesio. Okay. K-tape or KT tape would have needed a prompt, but you said kinesio, and that's good enough for me. And of course, the visual is self-explanatory.
Good job, Tori. Thank you.
Well saved. And last topic for Motley Crew, I think. Yeah.
Can I try toponymic flora, please?
Sure. Toponymic flora coming up for Pat. Which fruit was introduced into Europe from what is today Giresun, city and province in the Black Sea region, which was called Kerasus by the Greeks in Turkey? There is record of the Roman general Lucius Lucullus bringing this cultivated plant in 72 AD to Rome. They were introduced into England by the orders of Henry VIII. Yes,
The
Pat,
apricot.
not the apricot. Passing to your team.
Jack.
Cherry.
Jack says cherry, and cherry it is.
Hold on,
Oh,
Jack.
nice. Oh, wow. That's really good.
Yeah, very good.
Well worked out. Nice. Nicely worked out. Here comes the next question on toponymic flora, Pat. This is a commune in the province of Rieti near Rome and a former papal county. Its name means Song of the Wolf due to the historical preponderance of the animal in the region. It is famous as the place where a particular fruit variant, which came from Armenia, was first grown in Europe, taking its name from the place. Name the fruit.
Cantaloupe melon.
Yes, it is the cantaloupe. From canta meaning song and lupus meaning the wolf. 2 points to you, Pat, for that. And moving on to the team rounds of this packet. So, Sodor, what would you like to try?
Are we going to church?
I think we are.
I have a vague preference that way, but I think
It is Sunday morning.
It is Sunday.
You're inclined to be religious?
All right, we'll take name for this Latin Psalms, please.
Okay, name from Latin Psalms. Okay. Here we go. This Latin word X made its first appearance in English in the 1200s. It's a colloquial name for the Vespers, also known as the service for the dead, chants for the deceased, taken from the first word of Psalm 114.9, Ex Domino in region vivorum, meaning I shall blank the Lord in the land of the living. Soon, the meaning of the word changed to a sycophant from insincere mourners who sang their heart out in the hope of getting monetary rewards from the relatives of the deceased. The association with medicine came about in 1785, thanks to Scottish physician William Cullen. What is X? The blank is the English translation of X.
That's familiar, but I'm not going to get it from that.
mourn, follow, association in medicine. William Cullen.
To a sycophant. Yeah, sycophant medicine.
Sycophants.
Like something like some sweetening, or like something like an ether or something like that. Or
placebo?
Yeah, I thought of that, but I mean, if we don't have anything else, that's fine.
I would probably just try it because we don't have anything else.
All right. We'll try placebo.
You'll try placebo, and you would be absolutely right.
Okay.
I will take it.
Yeah, praise or please. Please would be the word which was in the blank.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you said it, Brandon or Victoria, it rang a bell.
Sunday is going well. Here's the next question. Which name for the Sunday after Easter comes from the first words of the introit, which is a short prayer with which Mass begins for this day? The prayer is taken from Psalm 80, blank, blank, genitae infantis, meaning as if newborn babes, referring to the newly baptized of the Easter Vigil. A character from fiction was given this name when he was found abandoned as a baby in a famous cathedral on this day.
It's gonna be Quasimodo. Quasi means as if.
Well, there you go.
Yep, that's just it. Go ahead, Victoria.
I just want to make sure we're not like premature closure or anything, so we've got time.
No,
But,
yeah,
like,
let's hash it out. But it seems great.
It fits everything though, so I think it's got to be right.
Sounds good.
It's 100% right.
Okay.
So your final answer is
Quasimodo.
And you would be right. It is Quasimodo. Right. That leaves us with the two mystery bags. And
The metallurgy.
We've got metallurgy.
oh, sorry, one more talk. Oh, sorry, metallurgy is there. Our last team topic. Advancement in production technology, seen here, gave which product its name? The product is created in a bed of molten tin bath at a temperature of 1100 degrees centigrade. This method gives the sheet uniform thickness and removes kinks. It was pioneered by Pilkington in the 1950s at their production site at St. Helens, Merseyside.
That's float glass, isn't it? That's what they call it, float glass. They float the glass on a bed of liquid tin.
Yeah, St. Helens is obviously glass. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'll nominate Pat, please.
Float glass.
Is perfectly right. It is float glass. So the sheet is made by floating the molten glass in a tin bath. Well done. Your next question on innovative metallurgy. This alloy has minuscule amounts of carbon, and as a result, it is not brittle, unlike its high carbon counterpart, allowing it to be worked into desired shapes. Its demand peaked in the second half of the 19th century with the advent of railways and modern warships. An 1856 patent, which created a superior product at mass scale, replaced it completely in the 20th century. Historically, it was given the name because it was hammered, rolled, or otherwise worked while hot enough to expel molten slag. Name the alloy.
Wrought
Is
iron.
this
Wrought
wrought iron, maybe?
Wrought iron, yeah.
I think so.
What's the high carbon counterpart? Is that cast iron? No?
Cast iron. Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
steel?
Yeah, replaced by steels. So I think wrought fits with the hammered rolled and worked.
Yeah, I think so. I'll nominate Jack, please.
Wrought iron.
Wrought iron, says Jack, and he's absolutely right. Well done, team. Here's your answer. So cast iron was what you had mentioned. Yes, that was also correct. It was brittle. Bessemer process, later replaced by the open hearth method, produced commercial quantities of steel and replaced the wrought iron. Wrought, of course, as you mentioned, is an archaic past participle of the verb to work. Right. So would you like a quick look at the scores, or shall we do that after the mystery bag?
Do it after the mystery bag.
After the mystery bag. Good enough. Sodor, what would you like to pick? Left or right?
Right looks a little better. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, we get to pick. Yeah.
I'm thinking.
But
right.
I agree with Mark. Yeah.
Mark,
For nothing.
Thanks
I
for the
think
suggestion, Mark.
I think I slightly lean right myself.
Okay.
Not strongly, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
same.
pick right here. So.
Okay. All
In
right.
San Francisco, we lean left. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Right. We'll take right. Mystery bag
you're
right.
leaning right. Okay, here we go. Mystery bag right. Tennessee Williams's older sister Rose's botched treatment left her incapacitated for life. This inspired the mentally fragile character of Laura Wingfield in The Glass Menagerie. Rosemary Kennedy, the sister of JFK, underwent a treatment that left her institutionalized for the rest of her life. Punishment that Randall McMurphy received at the end of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest for having attacked Nurse Ratched. Connect these three sentences which I just read out with an astounding error of judgment in Nobel Prize history.
Awarding the 49 prize to Moniz for lobotomy.
yes,
Lobotomies,
hard agree. Yes.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Awarding the Nobel Prize in Physiology to, or medicine to the discovery of lobotomy or promulgation of lobotomy.
Right. And that was Antonio Moniz who received the prize in 1949. And now this, of course, is a much discredited method of treatment. Your next question. Much scholarly debate, right from the time of Alfred Russel Wallace, rests upon whether this island group is part of Oceania. There was back and forth in the 1990s with claims that Oceania was reserved for tropical climes only. Historian James Clifford argued for the inclusion of these islands in his 2013 book, Returns. I recall the Kodiak area's devastating 20th century volcanic eruptions along the Ring of Fire. Geologically, it's a very specific place. Which unlikely islands, once named in honor of Catherine the Great, are these?
It's the Aleutians.
Aleutians, yeah. Aleutians.
And Kodiak, you know, is
Yeah,
gonna
I was
be-
looking at Kodiak and like Ring of Fire. It's just
Yeah, Kodiak and Catherine, that's got to be
we
the
sure
Aleutians.
we sure it's not any other islands up there? Just to check, we have 20 seconds.
I'm
I know it's
almost
Aleutians.
certain that the Aleutians were the ones that were named the Catherine.
I feel good about it too. Okay.
The Alexander is the only other one that's really up there, but Kodiak is part of the Aleutians. So I think-
Yeah, let's go.
I'm almost positive that
Yeah, same.
Catherine and Aleutian. Okay, we'll say Aleutian Islands, please.
Aleutian Islands, and you would be right. It is the Aleutian Islands. Well done. Your third question, this movie with thematic similarities to 1984 was released in the year 1984. Not surprisingly, the working title of the movie was 1984 and a half, with an acknowledgement of the influence of Fellini also thrown in. It was finally released under what more escapist name?
So, I mean, if you want to do things with a half, you've got 9.5 weeks is about the right time. I don't really understand.
No,
what
I think that's the wrong angle. I think we should look for
I thought,
escapist
like,
movies.
Brazil. Yeah, Brazil.
I thought it might be
was the first thing
Brazil.
that came to mind, but
Yeah.
escapist is sort of weird for that. I don't know.
It
Although,
might
like,
be
isn't
more
the
escapist than 1984 and a
plot-
half, though.
isn't the plot of the movie like escapism, right? Brazil.
I'm just jumping in here, Movin. The year is 1985, just for your record.
Oh, then yeah, that's Brazil.
Yeah, I think
okay.
it's gonna be.
Okay. All right. We'll answer Brazil.
Your final answer is Brazil?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. And you're right.
That's why I didn't say Brazil off top because of the okay,
No,
that's
say
fine.
I wasn't
Right.
sure what the area.
Great answering. That was a flawless execution of this mystery bag. And what's left is the mystery bag on the left. So let's go for that. Right, Motley Crue, your first question. This is a genus of flowering plants in the grass family, Poaceae. Some are grown as cereals for human consumption, while others in pastures for animals. The name comes from Latin for Syrian. Which cereal? Its use in production of alcoholic beverage forms an important part of a 1980s novel made into a movie the next year, marking a debut for both the writer and the film director.
This sorghum,
I was thinking sorghum
Yeah.
as well.
red
Yeah.
sorghum. When
Red
was
sorghum,
that? That was a
the
big film,
reference.
wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that comes from Syria.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go sorghum.
And sorghum it is. Well done. So it's from Syricum, and that was a debut for Moyan and Zhang Yimou. Next question. One was Metallica's first ever music video, and it used clips from the 1971 film Johnny Got His Gun. This movie was based on an important 1939 novel. The writer, who had a roller coaster Hollywood career, wrote and directed the movie himself. The movie, with its stark anti-war message, was largely forgotten till Metallica gave it a second lease of life. Who wrote the movie and the novel? Both, either would be acceptable. And we have a video clip for you. Let me play that.
Dalton Trumbo.
So I'm looking for the name of a person, the person who wrote the movie or the novel. Your time starts now.
Dalton Trumbo. You hear me? Yeah, yeah.
Are you happy with that, Mark? We'll nominate
Seems-
Mark, please. Mark?
Anybody else? You want to just
No, we agreed. Like, give that a
Trumbo, Dalton Trumbo.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Yes.
And you would be right. Well done. Here we go. It's Dalton Trumbo. Next question, your final one in this packet.
Ooh.
Abjad numerals, or geometrical value in top table, are a decimal number system where the 28 letters of the Arabic alphabet are assigned numerical values as shown in the chart. These abjad numbers have been assigned to the incipit of the Quran. Bismillahir-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most merciful and the most beneficent, in table B. What does this exercise explain? Your time starts now.
Is this something to do with 786?
What do you mean?
It's like a holy number in Islam, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. Can you... What do those numbers add to? Can't see them.
See what this is here.
Any suggestions?
I don't
Your
know.
time is up. What's your answer?
Are there
We'll
62?
go with 786. 786.
786, and I'll accept that. That's what I was
Very
looking
nice.
for.
Very good.
This
Thanks.
is why the number 786 is so special for Muslims, especially in the Indian subcontinent. So that's how you work out those details, the abjad numbers for the incipit. They add up to 786.
Yeah, I did that in my head.
That's really good.
At the end of
Quick
the
maths,
report,
quick maths.
Let's reveal your scores.
I didn't, just in case someone
120
puts
days of Soda on 21, and the Motley Crew not far behind with 18. Okay, so let me close this. Are you okay to go ahead with packet 2? All of
Can you
you?
just give me a minute? I just something on my.
Sure. Sure. We'll take a break of a minute and get to the next packet. Let me open that.
Okay, thank you.
I think Pat is
Troy,
away.
Troy stepped away, so he'll be.
Oh, okay.
Troy and Pat, yes, they're all here. Right, all good. Shall we go? Good to go?
Yes,
Yep.
thank you.
All right, so this is the second half. So Motley Crew gets to go first. Player 1, what would you like?
Try unusual source material for famous movies.
Unusual source material for famous movies. Okay, here we go.
See if I can get one of these.
Right, Mark. Which film was the last written and directed by Nora Ephron? It juxtaposes the life of two real-life people and covers a one-year challenge that the younger person undertakes.
Right.
This person described the journey online on a popular blog. Thus, the film is the first major motion picture based ultimately on a blog. Could we have your answer now, Mark?
Wild.
Nope. Passing to your team. Who'll try?
I'll have a pop at this one. Is it Julia and Julia?
And it is Julia and Julia. Yes.
Oh, yes.
The Julia Child film. So there you go. Next question to you, Mark. Inspired by a dream that was reminiscent of the 1853 Charles Dickens novella, A Christmas Carol, Philip Van Doren Stern wrote a short story called The Greatest Gift in 1943. When he could not find a publisher, he sent 200 printed copies to friends as a Christmas card in December 1943. At some point after this, it came to the attention of the good folks at RKO. Thus, it is somewhat glibly said that this is the only film in history to originate from a greeting card. Which film?
Take a guess. It's a Wonderful Life.
And that's a wonderful answer. Great. Perfect. Right. Next question. Topic, Sodor. Who's going to pick? And
Yeah, it's my pick.
yep, Brandon. What would you like?
Like is a strong word. I guess I will take mathematical pioneers. I don't feel
Okay, what would you venture to tread into?
That's perfect. Mathematical pioneers, please.
All right. Okay. Solve these. Okay. Paul Nemenyi was a Hungarian Jewish mathematician physicist who specialized in continuum mechanics. Investigation in 2002 showed that Regina Wender, a Polish Jew, married a German biophysicist, but separated soon afterwards. With the rise of anti-Semitism, she came back alone to USA in 1939. Paul, meanwhile, also made his escape and arrived in USA. They met in 1942 in Denver and had an affair, and a son was born out of wedlock. Paul paid for the kid's education till he died in 1952. Have a look at Paul Nemenyi's photograph and tell us who was Regina's, and most likely Paul's, famous son.
Newman.
Not Newman. Passing to your team. Anyone would venture a guess?
Go ahead, Victoria.
Nash.
Victoria says Nash. I'm afraid not. Passing to the other team.
Pat, have a go.
Bobby Fischer.
Pat says Bobby Fischer.
Very good.
And is it going to be Bobby Fischer? And I think the answer is right.
Very good, Steve.
Yes,
Nice.
it is. Well done. Well done. Good steal by Pat. Here's your next question, Brandon. Mathematical disciplines typically emerge and evolve through interactions among many researchers. However, which discipline was founded by a single paper in 1874 titled On a Property of the Collection of All Real Algebraic Numbers?
Set theory.
Set theory, and you throw up your hands. That's absolutely right. Well done.
And very
Good
good.
save.
Very good.
That was Cantor's paper on set theory. Right. So back to Motley.
Can I have famous art on book covers, please?
Which one, Jack?
Famous art on book cover.
Famous art on book covers. Here it comes. This 1994 non-fiction novel, later made into a movie, follows the title of an antique dealer on trial for the murder of a gigolo. The book became a New York Times bestseller for 216 weeks, which is a record. The famous bird girl statue, a birdseed holder, by Sylvia Shaw Judson, was photographed and used as the iconic cover for the book. Name the book whose title comes from the concept of the dead time of 1 hour between 11:30 p.m. and 12:30 a.m., the first half for doing good and the other half for doing wicked stuff.
The Garden of Good and Evil.
Pardon?
Is that The Garden of Good and Evil?
Can I prompt you on that?
No, sorry. In the Garden of Good and Evil. So,
Okay. No, let's try your team. Anyone would like to go for this?
Pat?
Midnight in the
No.
Garden of Good and Evil.
Is the full answer.
sorry,
Yes.
should have got that from the. I was wondering why I didn't fit the clue.
The Garden of Good and Evil by John Berendt. No worries. Here's your next question. A detail from this painting called Jupiter and Antiope is in the Louvre by Antoine Watteau, forms the cover of which 1985 historical fantasy novel. In one of his last interviews, Kurt Cobain mentioned this book as his favorite, which he had read 10 times. The detail extracted for the book cover may symbolize the novel's central theme of olfactory seduction.
I don't have it, sorry. Pass.
Passing. Okay.
Pat?
Perfume by Suskind.
Perfume, and absolutely right. It's Perfume, the story of a murderer by the German writer Patrick Suskind. And topics up again. Sodor.
Let me try old songs, new movies.
Old songs, new movies. Okay, here we go. I think there's some multimedia clips coming up. Who sang this song, which plays here as a murder is being committed, and you have to name the movie as well. So both parts are required. Name the singer of the song and the film. Right. Time starts now.
Nat King Cole and John Wick.
Nope, I'll pass to your team.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Nat King Cole and Watchmen.
Brandon says Nat King Cole and Watchmen. Absolutely right. There you go. So the song, of course, is unforgettable. And you saw the scene where very artistically choreographed montage goes about Ozymandias killing the comedian. Here's your next question, Tim. The song Vegas, which you will hear, is a highlight from a 2022 film, Elvis. It takes its inspiration not from Elvis Presley's 1956 version of Hound Dog, but from the original sung in 1952. It does a great job of giving back some of the credit to the pioneer for whom this song had expressly been created. So I want you to name the 1952 singer. Here we go. Right. And your time starts now.
Thornton?
Pardon?
Thornton?
Is right. Do you know the full name?
Big Mama Thornton?
Absolutely. Big Mama Thornton it is, sung by Doja Cat in this version with sampling of the original song by Sonka Dukre, who plays the role of Big Mama Thornton in the film. Well done. That's a clean sweep on that particular set of questions for you, Tim. Back to Motley Crue.
I'll try Suicides by Creative Women, please.
Suicides by Creative Women. Here we go. She was a capable Broadway actress, who inspired Betty Davis to take up acting. She tried to get work in movies after the theaters were shuttered during the Depression. When she was released from her RKO contract after just one movie, she committed suicide in 1932 at the age of 24, as shown in this recent documentary. Where did she jump from? And we have a clip here for you.
We regrettably must inform you that your employment contract will not be renewed for another term. You are hereby released from said contract and free to seek employment with another studio company. We wish you all the best of success in your career. With best wishes, we are yours very truly, AQL Pictures, David Osef. Very sorry we have to let you go.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, we mourn the loss of a legend. With our Broadway performances and a promising movie career is gone.
Is that the Hollywood sign?
It is the Hollywood sign. One of those questions which actually you didn't need the video at all. So this is Peg Entwistle who jumped off the edge of the Hollywood land sign. Next question. When she learned that she was named after a 500-year-old border wine, which her parents drank on the night she was conceived, she changed the spelling of her name to more accurately match the wine. She made her film debut in a sexually violent cult 1976 movie along with her younger sister. However, it was as a model that the 6 feet tall made her mark, signing the first $1 million contract ever awarded to a fashion model for Fabergé. Finally, the family history of alcoholism, drug addiction, and molestation took its toll, and in 1996, she overdosed on phenobarbital and committed suicide. 7 people in her family, including her grandfather and great-grandfather, had also committed suicide in the past. Give us her full name.
Muriel Hemingway.
Can I have your answer again, please?
Muriel Hemingway.
Muriel Hemingway is not the answer. Passing to your team.
Pat.
Margot Hemingway.
Margot Hemingway says Pat, and that's absolutely right. I think Marielle Hemingway was her sister, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Back to the topics. Sodor, your turn.
Let's do former capitals of East Asian countries, please.
Okay. Former capitals of East Asian countries coming up for you, Troy. And here it is. Between 1948 and 1972, what was the official capital of North Korea, although Pyongyang became the de facto capital of the nation upon its establishment in 1948?
Yeah, no idea. I will guess Panmunjom.
No, that's not the answer. Passing to your team. Anyone?
Have a shot, Victoria.
In between two things, I'm gonna guess it was Seoul.
You're going to guess it was Seoul, and you guess absolutely right, Victoria.
That's
Okay.
what I was.
Just 50
Yeah,
kilometers.
I wasn't sure whether to guess like the second biggest city or whether like they were
Right.
like, no, this is still our capital.
Yes.
I think the quizmaster, the question setter was dropping a few hints along the way and hoping you would come to Seoul.
That's kind of what that's why I went that way. Yeah.
Go with the obvious, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. Next question. The capital of the city, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is popularly believed to mean dawn of happiness. 427 kilometers north of Bangkok. It was founded in 1238 and was the capital of the Thai Empire between 1248 and 1438 AD. This was the first in a series of independent polities that would eventually coalesce together to form what is present-day Thailand. It is still revered as the birthplace of Thai culture and the Thai alphabet, and is a strong cultural brand for the country across the world. Name the city. Time starts now.
Chiang Mai.
Not Chiang Mai. Passing to your team.
Victoria.
Is this Ayutthaya?
Not Ayutthaya. Passing to Sodor.
Songkrai.
Songkrai, says Amit, and that's also wrong. Any other non-competitive guesses?
I mean,
Luang
Sukhothai?
Prabang.
Okay, if one thinks of massages, that's what
Luang
it is.
Prabang.
No, but that's not north, though.
The massage name, a name associated massage centers. Quite a famous brand.
Ayurveda?
No.
No.
This is Sukhothai.
Sukhothai, okay.
Sukha
Oh.
means happy. Okay, so.
I actually did not realize that they were a city at this point still.
I think I've seen this brand in airports and stuff, you know.
Yeah. I don't know that we have them here.
You have a quick thing. Right. Anyway, so 1, 2, 3, 4 topics left. So our last pair of players. Motley Crew.
I'll try the unusual installations, please.
Right. Pat going for unusual installations. And here we go. Unusual installations as tributes to athletes. B of the Bang was a sculpture by Thomas Heatherwick next to the City of Manchester Stadium to commemorate the success of the 2002 Commonwealth Games. The tallest sculpture for a while in the UK and leaning at a greater angle than the Tower of Pisa, its name was a tribute to which British champion who had used these words to explain the reason for an early advantage he used to get in competitions. Sadly, the installation had to be removed in 2009 as some of the spikes had started to fall off, posing a risk to life and property.
That's Linford Christie.
It is Linford Christie, Pat, and 2 points to you for that. There you go. So Linford Christie famously quipped that he started his races not at the bang of the starting pistol, but at the B of the bang. And so that's how that name comes about. Next question for you, Pat. This monument was a gift from Sports Illustrated to the city, dedicated in 1986 and installed in Hart Plaza 5 years after its famous son passed away. Called by its creator as a battering ram, it represents the power of his punch both inside and outside the ring, fighting the dark forces both within and without the country. The statue's placement facing Canada is supposed to show that the country fought for democracy outside of its borders during World War II. Whose arm is this?
Could be a monument to a quizzer. It's Joe Lewis.
It is a monument to Joe Lewis. Perfectly put there. And it was formerly called Monument to Joe Lewis, and they're located in Detroit. And Joe Lewis became a hero to his race and the country when he defeated the German boxer Max Schmeling in 1938. Well done, Pat.
Well done, Pat.
And back to you, Sodor, for your final solo efforts.
Yeah, I'm torn between two of them. I think I'm going to try psychotherapy.
All right. Psychotherapy for you. Right. Victoria, formed in 1981, which musical duo was originally named History of Headaches. They changed their name to Inspired by Primal Therapy, a trauma-based psychotherapy based on methods devised by Arthur Janov. Interestingly, when the duo finally met Janov, they were disillusioned to find that he had become Hollywood and wanted them to write a musical for him. So, which musical duo is this?
This feels early, but I'm going to guess primal scream.
Not primal scream. That's the name of the therapy. Anyone in your team would venture a guess?
Did you got anything?
I had primal scream.
Yeah, same. All right, the Shock Brothers.
No, that's not right, but a valiant effort. Let me pass it to the other team. Okay, Motley Crue, your turn for a steal if you wish.
Sparks.
Amit says Sparks, but that's not the answer. Let's take a look. So this is Tears for Fears. The album, The Hurting,
Wow.
and song Big Chair
Okay.
alludes to this therapy association. Next question coming up. Victoria. Bertha Pappenheim was treated by physician Joseph Breuer for hallucinations and paralysis that started when she was looking after her ailing father. This formed the basis of the 1895 book, Studies on Hysteria, which Breuer co-authored with his friend Sigmund Freud, and the foundation of psychoanalysis. Bertha eventually recovered from her illness and became an important German social pioneer and feminist. What pseudonym did Breuer give Bertha, constructed by shifting her initials by one letter back in the alphabet? Considering that her name was Bertha, if that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, Troy's got it too.
Anna O.
Very good.
Anna O is
Nice.
brilliantly done.
Good call, Victoria.
That came from outer space. That answer. Well done.
No, I'm familiar with. I just needed. I wasn't quite sure I had the name correct.
In our round, I had the unfortunate error of picking this topic, and I hadn't even heard of her. So, yeah. Well done. Beautiful answering. Right, we are left with two topics: Drost effect and unusual pockets. And Motley Crue, which one would you venture to try?
How many picture within a pictures do we know about Drost effect? I don't know.
I don't know what unusual pockets means. So
Yeah, could be like geography or could be fashion.
Yes, unusual pockets.
Pat, any thoughts?
I don't mind. I can think of a few Drosta pictures, but there could be loads of them, of course.
Yeah, I mean, at least we know what Drost means, at least, but I'm not sure. I mean, there could still be easy questions, who knows, but shall we go Drost?
Why not?
There you go.
Yeah. Drost effect, please.
The Drost effect. To Motley Crue, here's your first question. This lithograph depicts a man in a gallery viewing a print of a seaport, and among the buildings in the seaport is the very gallery in which he's standing, making use of the Drost effect with visual recursion. Mathematicians have also shown interest in this work, with Douglas Hofstadter focusing on the seemingly paradox embodied in the work. I want you to name the artist.
MC Escher.
MC Escher?
Yeah, it looks very Escher.
Does lithographs.
Goodell Escher Bach.
Yeah.
Goodell Escher Bach. Hofstadter.
Yeah, Escher.
Escher is your final answer?
Yes, please.
Okay, and you're right. That was quickly dispatched. Right, this product from Fromagerie Belle in France has been going strong since 1921. It depicts a red and white jovial creature who wears ear tags that look like the round boxes of the product that the product comes in, thus creating the Drost effect. The famous illustration was created in 1924 by the illustrator Benjamin Rabier, who edited an original drawing by the founder. Name the brand.
It's Laughing Cow.
Lavash Curie.
Yeah, Lavash Curie, or the Laughing Cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the same as Laughing Cow?
Yeah, it's the French name, the original French name. Yeah. Lavash
Shall I say
Curie, the Laughing Cow.
Lavash Curie or Laughing Cow.
Okay. Shall I say Laughing Cow?
We've said them both, so we find
Laughing Cow. Laughing Cow, please.
Amit, is that your final answer?
Yes, please.
And you would be right. And 2 points to you. Of course, it is a famous laughing cow cheese.
Man,
Well played. Back to
could
the
have
top.
taken that instead of psychotherapist.
There we go. So, Sodor, you're left with the unusual pockets, and here you go. The first unusual pocket. Short question. What is the name of this important accessory item?
Sporin.
Sporin. Yeah. Okay. Our answer is sporin.
And you will be right. Yes. It is sporan, which serves as the pocket for the kilt. Next question. The chord of a circle was initially defined in old Sanskrit literature as jia, or the bowstring. This was later translated into Arabic as jaba, as there is no V in Arabic. Gerardo of Cremona, while translating one such mathematical Arabic document into medieval Latin in the mid-12th century, mistook jaba for jaib, meaning pocket, and thus translated it into what Latin word meaning fold in garment, bend, curve, or bosom. Another word from the same Latin root is used for important cavities in the cranial bone.
So fontanelle could be the cavities where Sala, like Sala turcica, that could
No,
be
I
another.
thought of Sala, yeah, but they want a Latin word.
Yeah, they do want a Latin word.
Fold.
So it's a chord of a circle.
I don't know if the circle is the useful part there.
There's a word, and I can't think.
Also,
We got
Describe
to.
it.
Can we have an answer?
Sala, maybe?
Yeah, go ahead, Victoria.
We're going to try Sala.
Not seller. Any non-competitive guesses?
Solstice?
So seller, actually, the seller means a saddle.
All right.
Oh, yeah, Turkish. Yeah, okay.
So that's a saddle. What are the important cavities in your bone here?
Sinuses.
Between your eyes and below here?
The sinuses.
Oh, sinus.
Yes. These are the sinuses. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So that's the origin. Right. So I know we are left with the two mystery bags, but I can't help being Pandora and take a quick look at the scores
There we go.
before we go into the mystery bag.
I don't think they're good.
Yeah, we're by.
Right.
That's what I thought.
Very close. Anything can happen. 120 Days of Sodor on 31. The Motley Crew on 35, just 4 points ahead. And we are left with left or right mystery bags. Your turn to pick, Motley Crew.
Did we do better on left? I don't remember
Perhaps.
doing
I
very
kind of-
well.
Yeah, sure. Left
I
is
think we
fine.
did okay on left.
Yeah, all right.
We'll have a pop at left, please.
You're going to have a pop at the left. Here we go.
Okay, here you go.
Final 3 questions for you, Motley Crew, coming up. Coming from a rich Jewish Russian family, her works were marked by empathy, which she lacked while growing up. Her husband was well known as Dr. Sidney Friedman on the television show MASH. She committed suicide in 1971 by cutting her wrists with a razor and then lying in a bathtub just as her work was starting to gain major recognition. In 1972, a year after her suicide, she was the first artist in her medium to be included in the Venice Biennale, where she was the overwhelming sensation of the American Pavilion. The same year, a major retrospective of her work at MoMA garnered the highest attendance of any exhibition in MoMA's history to date. Name her.
How about Diane Arbus? Just a suggestion. I don't know if she's the answer, but she fits some of the details.
Yeah.
Who else have we got? She was from a Jewish Russian family.
Yeah. and
She
first
committed
I was
suicide.
gonna need to be the
Vivian
junior
Meyer
artist
became
right now.
famous much later, didn't she? She
Who?
only became famous. Vivian Meyer, she only became famous recently, didn't she?
And she didn't have
Yeah.
a famous husband. She was a kind of a
Yeah.
spinster. She was
Yeah,
managed a house.
Well, Arbus
I think
would be.
Arbus might be right.
Moment at 10. Yeah.
Time
Works
is
with the
up.
photography.
And can we have a final answer?
Arbus.
Arbus, you're saying, Amit, for your
Yes,
team?
please.
And the answer is Diane Arbus.
More luck.
There you go. Next question. Australian AFL great Nicky Winmar poses with his statue installed in 2019 outside Optus Stadium in Perth. Why is he taking his shirt off in the statue?
Something about Aboriginal. He's got the Aboriginal flags on his scarf.
Or did he have some sort of a tattoo on himself?
Did he take his clothes off as a protest, or? I don't know.
Okay, your time is up. Any guesses?
Nominate Jack.
Oh,
Yes, Jack, something.
He was taking his shirt off to show his tattoos.
Not to show his tattoos. Very good guess. Any non-competitive? You can see what kind of person he is. Australian.
He's an Aboriginal.
Yes. And so why is he lifting off his shirt? Here it is. So it was to show his pride. He was pointing to his skin to show his pride at his heritage. So that's a very famous symbol of Aboriginal pride and opposition to racism in Australian sport. Right, next question. Michael Mitchell was a Canadian-born artist who spent his 1950s in Westport, Connecticut, and cultivated a lifelong friendship with his neighbor who was writing his first novel at that time. The writer often read portions of the manuscript of Mitchell. In one such reading, the protagonist of the novel is happy, the only time in the entire story, when he sees his sister go round and round on the carousel in Central Park, New York. Mitchell nailed the scene with his painting that featured in the iconic book cover. Name the novel.
Catcher in the Rye.
Could it be Catcher in the Rye? I don't know.
I think so.
I think so too, yeah.
It's Holden Caulfield is the protagonist.
Well, he's miserable most of the time, isn't he? And he's got a sister.
The sister, Carousel, I think I recognize.
Don't know.
This is my guess.
Have we anything better before we commit? Have we any other ideas? I have nothing else.
Jack.
Yeah, Catcher in the Rye.
Your final answer is?
The Catcher in the Rye.
And you got it right. It is. It is Catcher in the Rye. There you go. That's the iconic cover from Salinger's book. Right. Back to topics, and mystery bag right is what's left. Let's take a look what's inside. Sodor, your turn. The US president has two different kinds of vetoes on bills. If he does nothing and 10 days passes, the bill automatically becomes a law. If he returns the bill within these 10 days, called a regular veto, Congress will require a 2/3 majority to pass this bill. If the president does not return the bill, and in this interim, Congress adjourns and the 10-day passes, such that the president was given no choice but to return it, the bill is effectively killed. What is such a veto called? The Indian president can exercise such a veto at any time by simply refusing to act on a bill indefinitely, which is what Zail Singh did in 1986 with the Indian Post Office Bill.
Pocket veto.
Pocket veto.
Yes.
I was about to say it doesn't fit any of the other categories. So.
Yeah, it's a pocket veto for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Our answer is pocket veto.
Yes, and you dispatched that very quickly. Well done. That's 2 points to you. Literally keeping it in his pocket, hence the name. Next question. This name denotes a type of fabric originating in a former capital of the Orient. It may also refer to pants made from this material, see the visual, as well as the pale yellow color of the fabric itself. Curiously, names of many Australian flora and fauna, which are yellow in color, are prefixed with this term, such as the kestrel, the heron, and the gum tree. Name the fabric. The city is one of the largest inland ports and has served as the capital of various dynasties and governments between 3rd century AD and the mid-20th century. So name this fabric.
This is Nanking. It is named after an archaic name for Nanjing.
Good.
That's very good. Go ahead, Victoria.
Nanking.
Nanking is perfectly right. The question setter reluctantly gives points for Nanking, but I don't need to worry about that at all. Your full 2 points are yours. And the final question of today's quiz is this. Which multi-Oscar winning film directed by William Wyler did much to rally America's support for its British allies? It was based on a regular Times newspaper column written by Jan Struther, which began in 1937. The columns were short reflections of everyday life, based in part on Struther's own family and experiences. The column started out as light-hearted domestic scenes where the outside world barely intruded. The approach of World War II slowly brought darker global concerns right into the drawing room.
Mrs. Miniver.
Miniver.
For sure. Yeah.
Mrs. Miniver.
Mrs. Miniver, no prompting or nothing needed on that. And that happens to be the absolutely right answer. So the movie is somewhat unfairly remembered only for Bria Garson's long speech. She also ended up marrying the actor who portrayed the son in the movie. But be that as it may, that brings us to the end of this quiz. And the final scores are these. This couldn't get closer. 120 Days of Sodor on 37. Just by one question, Motley Crew pips them to the post in this cracker of a battle with 39 points. Well done, well played, 120 Days of Sodor. And congratulations, Motley Crew, you move ahead in the game. Thank you all for watching this quiz, and wherever you are, happy Diwali to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you for moderating.
Congrats. Thank you for reading, and good luck in your future games. That was great.
Well played, everyone.
Thank you.
So Motley Crew is going to play Merlions next, so we'll see how that goes. Right. Morvin, would you like to do the honors and complete this?
Yeah. Thank you, Naveen. And Naveen normally gets paid ton for doing these quizzes. So the check is in the mail, Naveen, something like that.
This is pro bono.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, all.